Whoa, where's that at?
Somewhere on the internet.
We will not wear your underwear, but we will.
Yeah, do you know what you're talking
Nope.
about?
That's why I said it.
Okay.
We'll probably wear your underwear.
Is the title not the Houly And Brian Show? Do we have a Twitter account? Waffle House. Oh, I like Waffle House.
All right, welcome to the podcast here with Houly and Brian. Say hello, Houly.
What's up?
Hey, bud. Yeah, so this is podcast 1, episode 1, day 1, April 30th, 2018. It looks like you're jacking off right now. I'm sorry. You guys can't see this, but Mike is shaking. I'm sorry. Houly is shaking his hand vigorously there. And, yeah, you should see it from my little Skype screen here. Yeah.
I have I'm drinking a water.
Yeah, I drank a water too. I drank water this morning, last night.
Out of a bottle, and I had I like to fidget. I'm a fidgeter, and I have the cap in my hand. And I was kind of shaking it, but apparently it looks like I'm jacking off. So well, we'll set that down.
We'll have to do some hand checks here. That's what it's all about, I guess.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right. So seeing as we have no listeners right now, no one's listening. We'll just talk a little bit about what this podcast is, what Mike and I are trying to do. So what we're trying to do is Mike is all the way over in the great state of Michigan.
Yes, sir.
I am over here in California.
California's not a great state.
California's cool. It's all right. There's some
All
bitches
right.
here, but it's all right.
All right.
But yeah, we've been trying to do this podcast for a couple years now, I want to say.
Yeah, probably about so
At least
talking
a
about
year. At least
Yeah.
a year, yeah, of like solid, really trying to get this going. And we don't necessarily have a specific topic yet or anything that we want to go towards, but we just kind of want to do this once a week and hang out and talk and hope people listen, like Snickers.
Yeah. So
Go
Snickers, please send us money.
That's right.
We're not sponsored by them, but we could be.
We're not. Yep, that is not a paid advertisement right there, but we would like it to be. So, yeah.
That'd be great. But yeah, so we'll chat a little bit about different things that we like. We both enjoy movies and things like that. So maybe it might turn into a specific topic of a podcast. But as of right now, it's just going to be two dudes hanging out, having fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's start off with the first thing, which Mike and I were talking about, off podcast microphone. What
Off
is this?
mic?
Off mic.
Behind
Yeah,
the
there we
scenes?
go. Behind the scenes. Yeah, before we started this whole thing, Mike and I were talking about, I picked up some CBD gummies from the dispensary around the corner the other day. And I'm eating them right now. It's going to annoy everyone to hear me munch on them, but I'm just going to have to swallow them now.
So that's really interesting
Yeah.
because so fun fact, I used to live out in California. Me and Brian used to be roommates out in California.
That's right. That's right.
And when I was there, marijuana was still illegal. There was,
Almost 6 years ago right now. Exactly.
Yeah, probably about
Almost.
that.
Right around, yeah.
It was medical you can get though, I believe back then.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's really interesting to hear that California. I mean, I'm not surprised that they're on it now, but yeah, because Brian came on and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna eat some CBDs real quick," and I was like the stuff in marijuana, and then he had like a little package, and it wasn't just like some shit in a Ziploc bag, like it was a professional made little tin, and
Well, it's kind of like a
guess-
Ziploc bag.
yeah, but
Did you
like
see this right here?
but that's not like a shitty Ziploc bag from your
No.
counter, you know.
No.
But,
So if you look, sorry, you
Yeah.
can see that's the child safety things. But anyways, keep going.
But yeah, so I just I was just kind of surprised, I guess, because I knew California had legalized it, but I didn't realize that they had stores up and running and going like it was Colorado, you know.
Yeah. No. So it got passed in the 2016 election, and so they had like a full year to hand out all the licensings and all the licensings to the establishments and stuff. And in politics, like total fashion and stuff like that. They waited until December 31st of 2017. So they had to hand them out all by January 1st of 2018. So they handed out all of them on December 31st of 2017.
Oh, wow.
So they were like, you just have to do it within a year. And they're like, all right, cool. We'll wait a full fucking year until we get, everything in. We can hold it off as long as we want. So, finally just January 1st, they started to have them everywhere. So we have one in Sebastopol, another one. We have like 2 or 3 of them in Santa Rosa, and then there's another one in Rohnert Park.
Okay.
But they're like super legit, dude. Like the next time you come out here, I know like it's not your thing and all, but dude, you just got to go into one of the places and check it out. It's
I absolutely will.
It's crazy how like it's a store. It's a legit store, and they're just like super nice and stuff. So it's really cool.
Which is good because they don't want to. I imagine they don't want to have the vibe of being like, oh, it was a drug and it's shady. Like they want to be like, no, like it's cool. Like we're professional. Come on in. We'll help you out. Be like a store.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's still a Federal 1 drug under the federal government, which is insane. Like, cocaine's a Federal 2 drug.
Oh yeah. It's
because it has like medical purpose and stuff.
Yeah. So schedules are what they're called. So I remember.
What did I call it? Did I call it something?
Federal, I think.
Oh. Schedule. Yeah.
Maybe you call it schedule. I don't know. But anyways, I remember learning when I was in college. I was taking some different drug classes, and I remember our professor gave us that list, and everyone was like, "Wait, is this right? The schedules you gave us?" He's like, "Yeah, that's right." Like, marijuana Schedule 1. Schedule 1 stands for no medical value, and cocaine's under 2, which means yes. And he was like, "Yeah, that's how the federal government sees it."
Yep.
I guess cocaine can be used to like dilate your eyes for like eye surgery and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's like certain other stuff where they use it on. I was just listening to another podcast today that was talking about it, where they use it for a bunch of different like medical things, like really small things where they're trying to like open up, certain capillaries and stuff like that. It'll help do that. So, please don't fact check me on that. I don't know if that's true, but we're just here to talk about stuff.
So here's another thing you don't want to fact check on me.
Okay.
Because I didn't actually read the whole article. I just read the headline, and I don't know if it's even a reputable source.
Yeah, that's all right.
But Michigan, I do know that Michigan, I believe, is voting on it in November.
Yes, they are.
But I had gotten an article sent to me, and I keep meaning to read it. So maybe next podcast I'll report back. But apparently, like the people in office right now in Michigan, like are considering or want to just be like, hey, instead of bringing it to a vote, do you all just want to say it's cool and we'll just make it legal? Because if we bring it to a vote, there's going to be a lot of people who've never voted in their entire life. We don't want them voting on other shit.
Okay.
Like if they're going to come, like a lot of people are going to come and vote who have never voted before, and they're just like, you might vote for other things that we don't really want you voting on.
That's so funny that they would be worried about it for that.
I don't know how reputable the source is. I didn't actually read the article. I just read the headline. So I'll have to double check. But I just think that's super
You're
funny.
that guy.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. 100% absolutely.
Do you remember?
My hope is that, like I'll get something sent to me. I'll read the headline and then, like, bring it up casually to someone else, hoping that they've read it and they'll just explain to me what was into it. But,
So everyone, this is a headline I heard today. Does anyone want to expand on that?
So if we had a Twitter account, which we will in the future, this is where I would say, hey everyone, go tweet at us and tell me what's wrong. The article said.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have all that stuff eventually. We'll have Twitters and Instagrams and my fly's undone. And we'll have all the social media stuff. Facebooks. Whatever the new stuff is nowadays. Vivo or something. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah.
But speaking of fly undone.
Okay.
I walked into a bathroom today at one of my accounts.
Okay.
So for you, those of you who don't know, because none of you do, because none of you know us, Houly and I both work in the beer industry.
Yes, we do.
Houly owns his own homebrew supply shop with two of his really good buddies and college roommates in Saginaw, Michigan there. So go visit him at Hopcraft Supply Co.
That's right. That's a
There
free
we go.
advertisement for this.
That is. Yeah, that was not paid.
For this podcast. But yes. Yeah, we sell everything to brew your own grains, hops, all that good stuff.
Yeah. And I myself out here work for a distributing company that distributes beer and non-alcoholic beverages like Nesquik. So I can get you drunk and chocolate wasted.
I like the strawberry Nesquik. I haven't had it in a long time, but it's good.
You
Do
know,
they even still make
yeah.
it?
Yeah, they still make it. Right now, one of our new products is the Nesquik protein. Also, this is not a paid sponsorship by Nesquik. Thank you very much.
It could be, though, Nestle. Please send us
It
money.
could be, yes. Please send us money. But, yeah, their new thing is protein, and they have a banana protein one. You think it'd be
that
bad?
sounds pretty good.
But, yeah. Here's the thing about Nesquik that trips me out. I don't like products that are supposed to be milk but don't need to be refrigerated.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's just not right. And that's
Yeah.
how most chocolate milk is. Like it's like, no, you're good. Just leave it sitting in this warehouse for a while. It'll be fine.
I didn't know that. I always
yeah.
saw them in the fridge, but I guess
Well, yeah, that's just because they're trying to keep it cold to the consumer, but
not so much.
not necessary. No necesito, if you will. But yeah, but anyways, like I was saying, I was in one of my accounts today, and I was like, I've been drinking a lot of water, so I got to go use the restroom real quick. I walked into a restroom, and a full-grown man was peeing, but had his pants at his knees.
Like an adult man.
Like an adult man. I walk in and just got an eye full of just adult butt cheeks just right in my face. It was not cool, man. And it took everything in me not to laugh as hard as I could, because who knows, what's going on with the guy or anything like that. I don't know if he has a disability or something like that, but I'll tell you what, I don't care who you are. You try walking into a bathroom and just thinking, hey, I'm going to take a pee right now, but you turn the corner and just get full grown man butts just right in your face. That's all it is. It was just, I was not ready for that, okay? But,
oh, my God. That's like something you'd see in a movie.
oh, yeah, it woke me up.
I bet.
It woke me up, all right. Oh.
Do you think that's like his normal thing? Or
Mike, it has to be. I don't know how it couldn't be. If it's not as normal, like what would perplex you to be like, you know what, today I just want to get a little breeze going on. I just want to try a little draft.
Like he was just like, so this is my thought. Maybe he was like bored and he's like, you know what, I really feel like fucking with somebody today. So he just went in there, dropped trow, and just like, all right, the next guy who comes in here, his day is just gonna be complete U-turn after seeing this. And he's at home right now, like nudging his wife. He's like, babe, listen, this guy walked in. I just pulled my pants. Like, you never know.
Then all I say is a tip of the cap to that man right there, because he bamboozled me. All right, I did not see that coming.
If you see him again, get him as a guest on our podcast, and we'll get to the.
Oh my God, absolutely, yeah. He'll be called the. I don't even know, but we'll call him something.
We'll figure it out. Just like we'll figure out the name of this podcast, which does not have a name yet.
Yep, and we're going to put it right.
The Houly and Brian Show.
There. So there was a pause right there. You guys don't know that, but I'm going to edit in later the name of the podcast, and it's going to sound like
The Houly and Brian Show.
like that right there.
The Houly and Brian Show.
Bam.
That's what
right
it is.
there.
Boom. There it is. That's the name, and we've known it the whole time. But, yeah, so we're going to figure out all kinds of stuff. But this is just our first go at it, and this is our first one we're releasing. So this will be on iTunes and everywhere where you can find your local podcasts, if that's a thing. But well, go on, sir.
Oh, did you have more?
I did. I had our first announcement to make.
Okay.
Of all, and Houly doesn't even know I'm going to make this announcement, but he's all for it. I already know he is.
Okay.
So, Houly and I we're starting this new thing where we started last year, where we do some cool trip every year.
Oh,
So
yeah.
next year, So next year, Houly and I, Tarantino only has a couple movies left. Houly and I have been big into movies and film for years and years and years. We've had cameras in our hands ever since we were in high school. Mike won a photo contest for a raccoon. Went to Washington, D.C. for it. It was super cool.
I did. We'll get into that someday.
Yeah, we'll get into that
someday.
Yeah, like we've always been infatuated with cameras, infatuated with film, so that will be a big portion of this podcast. So Houly and I's trip next year in 2019 is going to be to L.A. to go to the Chinese theater for the opening of Tarantino's Charles Manson movie that he's currently working on right now. It's pre-production right now, right? I don't think they started filming yet. They'll probably film this summer. Yeah. But I'm pretty excited because if you read that article, but you probably just read the title, and that's the title of the article. And
I skimmed it.
But it sounds pretty exciting. He is ready to turn the whole city of LA basically into one giant movie set. So I'm really excited to see that movie. Mike and I, it's kind of a bucket list thing that we've never really talked about, but I'm sure to go to like a movie premiere in LA, and then we'll go there and we'll do a bunch of we'll go to, Paramount Pictures and stuff like that and just go check out a bunch of the movie lots and do all those corny touristy stuff. We have people that we can meet down there. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's Ryan Collins is down there. Is he in San Diego right now?
I think he's in San Diego, but we'll figure it out. He's in LA quite a bit.
Yeah, there's all kinds of people. I'm sure Paul Walter Hauser, wouldn't mind meeting up for a drink or a dinner or something like that. But yeah, we got options and we're gonna do that. So that will be our trip next year. And who knows? Maybe at this point next year we'll be doing a live podcast from there or something.
You never know.
You never know.
Keep listening. I
mean,
we'll find out.
We'll definitely do a podcast together that weekend just because we'll be together and it'll be the easiest way to do it. So.
Yeah.
Besides this coast to coast stuff. But yeah, so that's going to be pretty cool. We'll be excited about that. We'll be planning on it and we'll be updating everybody as we go along.
So it's really interesting. Back to Tarantino's movies. So I believe this is his second to last one. Because to my to my understanding, he he's a big film guy. Like when I mean film, I mean like putting his movies on film.
Yeah,
and
70-inch, that's his jam.
He's not like big into the digital type thing, and he realizes like, hey, film's gonna die. Like it's done. I only got like 2 movies left. So he's doing this one, and then he's doing a Star Trek movie. Did you see that? Really?
I did not see that.
Yeah, apparently. And I heard about this months ago, so maybe it's different now. But what was reported is that he was going to do a Star Trek movie, and I believe
that would be weird.
Yeah, but I believe it's going to be rated R, and he's going to do it like Tarantino style, which is really interesting.
Him a
again,
space movie.
This was months ago, so things could have very well changed. But But yeah, so I thought it was very interesting to go with a project that was so well established, and it wasn't like his own kind of brainchild. I know Charlie Manson, he didn't invent Charlie Manson, but he's but like he didn't invent World War II or Hitler, but he made his own movie and his own story around that. So it's kind of interesting that he's using someone else's project. I don't know if he's writing it or not. I'm sure he's going to have a hand in it.
He would have to.
But yeah, I would think that he would go classic Tarantino and do like a Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs style to end it. But or even he had been talking about interested in a Kill Bill 3. But so yeah, I found that pretty interesting.
Yeah, and what Houly's talking about here when he talks about how Tarantino knows that film's gonna die and stuff like that is that Tarantino's big thing is how films are being shown in movie theaters. You could shoot on film for the rest of forever if you want to, but what Tarantino doesn't like is that he's shooting films on film and then they're being projected on digital, and he hates that because it has a totally different feel.
Yeah.
You don't have the burn marks up top and stuff like that when it's time to switch reels and stuff. So it's just it really does, and I totally agree with him. And there is a total different thing. And I saw a movie last year twice, and I saw it in two different formats. I saw it at one movie theater where they showed it. You're gonna laugh. I saw La La Land. Okay.
Okay.
But
I heard it was good. I heard
it was good. It was good, and it was shot on Cinescope, and I think that was one of those movies that you should see in the movie theater. But just being infatuated with Hollywood and stuff like that, watching that, I just thought there were a bunch of things that were about it that were super cool.
Mm-hmm.
But so I saw it when it was projected via film, and the colors were super vibrant, and there was just a whole different feel to it, and I didn't even know until I went and saw it the second time, and I could tell that it was projected digitally.
Yeah.
Because the colors were dulled down, it wasn't as bright. It was just a total different feel to the film.
It looked almost
like
fake,
that.
maybe?
Not
not natural?
fake, but yeah, you know how it almost has like a it's muted a little bit,
Okay.
It's just not as vibrant, and it isn't, and that's like
it doesn't pop as much.
Yeah, and if you watch any of Tarantino's films, like I totally agree with him too, because there's so many times where colors and all that stuff, like they tell such a good story, like they help tell the story of the film, so I'm interested to see. I mean, it's very new to like digital projecting and stuff. Obviously they've been doing it for a while. There's been like Laserdisc and stuff like that people have been doing, but it's going to adapt. It's going to get better, but right now where we're at, it's just not at the same level that film is.
Yeah.
And yeah. So yeah, I mean, I get what he's doing. I'm bummed to see him go. I think that at some point, I hope he would like come out of retirement and stuff, but who knows? I mean, sometimes when you're batting 100 every time, like why would you bother coming back? Just go out on top.
He loves movies. He loves telling stories. He likes hearing stories. I'm sure he'll still have his hand in things, maybe being a consultant or a producer or something. I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll definitely be a producer forever. I mean, why wouldn't he? He's gonna make money off movies and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
And he might even get bored and write a film and just be like, all right, well, here's my story, and I'm gonna hand it off to this director that I like, or
what was that? True Romance? No.
True Romance, yeah.
True Romance, yeah.
He wrote True Romance. He didn't direct it though.
Right. Who directed that?
Now I gotta look it up.
Yep.
I don't think it was Rodriguez. I don't think.
No.
But yeah, a lot of his characters were in that movie too. Not characters, but a lot of the actors. That he uses.
Michael Madsen, all that stuff. Is he in that one? No,
I don't believe he was.
No, not.
True Romance. That was a really good movie. I liked that a lot.
I watched that for the first time at your and Brandon's apartment.
Yeah, I remember. That was in college. You came in, and I think you weren't even planning on staying, but like you caught like the first 5 minutes of it, and you're like, "Hold on a minute."
I was like, "What's going on?" And then you started explaining to me.
And then you like sat down, and you're like, "All right, I guess I'm staying for another hour or two to watch this because I'm completely like in this." Just for the 5 minutes I saw. So Tony Scott did it.
Tony Scott.
I guess I'm not super familiar with his work.
I'm not either.
As a director, he did One of the Missing. That was a short. Let's see where his first like kind of big stuff was.
Yeah.
Spy Game, Man on Fire, Deja Vu.
Ooh, Spy Game. Nice.
Crimson Tide, True Romance.
Crimson Tide, really?
Yeah.
That was a good movie too.
Oh, here you go. This is his movie. He did Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
That's his big boy.
Yeah. See, now way on down the line, we're gonna get all kinds of people that are gonna be bashing us. Now
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, we do not care. We are in no way like huge movie buffs that read all these blogs and stuff like that. We'll read a little bit about a movie here or there, but like, we by no means know the ins and outs of all the movies. We don't know all the behind the scenes stuff, except for you did send me that pretty cool behind the scenes thing for the new Solo movie.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that movie is riddled with just oh my god,
even worse than Rogue One was, and Rogue One ended up turning out really good. I really liked Rogue One.
I didn't realize that was the guy that was going to be playing Han Solo.
Yeah, I forgot his name already. See, again, you can't. I'll watch a movie, and the next year I'll be like, yeah, that was a really good movie. Can you tell me anything about it? No, I don't remember anything about it. So yeah, we're not.
No,
we like movies. No, we know quite a bit about it, but we're not perfect.
Yeah, we love movies, but yeah, we're not. We're not nerds or buffs about it or whatever. I mean, we're nerds about it.
Yeah, when you type in, I'm on IMDb right now. When you type in Solo, Star Wars movie, oh my god, giant trailer, everything like this entire page is one giant ad. Wow, that must have been expensive. Like, because you know how usually it's like a white background and then it just has like, no, this has like a giant banner up front with the trailer on it. It's a black background with the yellow Star Wars everything's in the yellow Star Wars lettering. Like, it's wow.
They're trying to make up. When does that movie come out? It's fall,
month.
Right?
Or
this month.
Next month. May. It's still April.
Wait.
May 25th.
Oh, wow, man. We got some movies coming up. We have Deadpool, which you still have to see.
I still have to see the first one because I'm not. Yeah. I'm kind of over superhero movies, but I was told Deadpool is different, so I'm going to give it a shot.
Like we talked about last week, 100%. I think that is a movie you need to see. I am so over superhero movies and watching them, and
superhero movies are still huge. There's probably people yelling at us right now, which is great. Go to our Twitter that is going to exist soon and let us know.
Yeah, did you see Infinity
Change our
Wars,
mind,
bro? It's so good. Yeah,
change our mind. Anyways,
but yeah, no. Deadpool 2 is supposed to be really good. The first one was awesome, and it's way different than any superhero movie. I mean, I have a big man crush on Ryan Reynolds. That dude's awesome.
Yeah, I've liked him ever since that college movie, Van Wilder, man.
Van Wilder, yeah, man. Just making dogs hump donuts and feeding them to people, of course.
That dog has some balls. So Han Solo is, I'm probably gonna butcher his last name. I'm not the greatest with.
It doesn't matter. This dude's not going to be in anything. And you know what?
Alden Ehrenreich, I think it is.
Yeah. Enric or whatever. Yeah.
Enric,
I don't know. Yeah. If you guys have seen Hail Caesar, have you seen Hail Caesar or no?
No, because it looked terrible.
Yeah. And it really was. We walked out of the theater, but it wasn't because of the movie. It was because the movie wasn't that great. There was also a lady that laughed every time someone smiled on screen. And, like, I'm not talking about, like,
yeah.
No, she was, like, dying, like, laughing throughout the whole movie. And after a while, I was like, you know what? The movie's not good enough. It's just kind of ruined it for me. I'll try watching it again another time. There were some funny things in it. It's definitely Coen Brothers. But, yeah, I don't know.
I was pretty excited to see Hail Caesar or hear of it because I like the Coen Brothers a lot, and I saw that like George Clooney was in it, and he does really great with Coen Brothers and Coen Brothers. But then I saw like I don't know like I just kind of saw the trailers for it, and it looked like they just got a whole bunch of like star-studded cast like just to have them in there, and I don't know. They
did.
It just seemed like they were just putting in big name actors just to put big name actors in there, and I don't know. I saw the trailer and I was like, I don't think this was gonna be for me.
Yeah, Channing Tatum has a singing part in it right before that scene that I sent you. He has a singing part in it. It's 3 to 5 minutes long, however long it is for the singing part, and that's it. And then you don't see him for the rest of the movie. He doesn't have a single line. He just has this weird singing part with it where it's like this. They're shooting this film about these sailors, which it's actually pretty funny, but it's if I'm comparing it to one of their other movies, it's more like it's more like oh god, what's the movie when they're in DC? Brad Pitt's in it.
Is this the Burn After Reading?
Yeah, Burn After Reading. It's more along that where you're like, what's going on right now? Like while you're watching the movie, you're like, I'm so confused, and then there'll be scenes and you're like, why was that important? You're like, she has a twin? What does that matter? I'm very confused. But it's obviously played by the same person because it's Tilda Swinton or whoever it is. So yeah, it just it gets really weird. It gets really weird when it's just a weird one. Might have to give it a watch at some point, but
I do see that she plays two people, both with the last name Thacker.
Yep. Okay. See, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it's there. She's a twin. It's really weird. You're just gonna sorry, spoilers, everybody, spoilers.
I'll give it a watch if I see it on like Netflix or something.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll pay money for it.
No, it's definitely like a last option. I think it's on HBO or something like that. I don't know, but
I did see not too long ago. Well, not now. I can't even remember the name. I'm about to praise it and talk about how much I like it, and I can't even remember the name.
Who directed it?
The Coen brothers. My
while
goodness.
You're thinking about that, I think Andy Cohen, right? Yeah.
Andy Cohen?
Isn't that his name?
Joel and Ethan Cohen?
I'm sorry. Joel, I believe, is married to Frances McDermott.
Yes. One of them is.
I think it's Joel. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyways, I found out that they have a house in Bolinas because, and Bolinas is a town, for those of you guys that don't know, Bolinas is a town that's pretty close to where I live here in Santa Rosa, California. But Frances McDermott was in downtown Petaluma the other day, just hanging out. Yeah, she went to breakfast at this place called Della Fattoria.
Never been there.
Also not a paid plug, but we would.
Could be.
It's super good, man. The next time you come out, we'll have to go there because they do breakfast up right. They have like an old school style corned beef hash. Bomb.
Ooh, I like me some corned beef hash.
It's a good one. Go ahead, sir. The movie you were talking about.
No Country for Old Men. Don't know why I couldn't think of it.
God, yeah, I don't know why you couldn't either. That's an amazing movie.
Excellent movie.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones, baby.
Yes. I like Tommy Lee Jones in that for sure. The ending, I know some people were kind of like, wait, the end, like what's, I guess I don't want to give any spoilers. It came out in 2000.
No, you can spoil the shit out of this movie because if you haven't seen it by now, no.
Okay.
That's
like
your bad.
Like the end, you don't really know kind of what happens because it's like, does he get away? Does it like what happened? Like, I kind of like that ending. Kind of make up your own thing.
They do that a lot in their movies. A lot of their movies are left open-ended like that. Like, look at Burn After Reading. At the end, they're like, wait,
it's like,
so this happened?
makes sense.
So this happened?
Yeah.
So we're good? Okay, cool. Awesome. And it's like, it almost comes full circle, like back to where the movie started.
Yeah.
And, they do that a lot.
I guess even Big Lebowski kind of does that, too. A little bit.
Big Lebowski does. Fargo does a little bit. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou does it, sort of.
I gotta rewatch that again sometime.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but that was the first film that they did with Apple's Final Cut Color. So they really started paying attention to like the color editing and stuff like that of it. And it's aesthetically, that's a beautiful film. I love that film.
So we're gonna play a fun game in the future. Probably not on this podcast, but on this episode. But we're gonna play a fun game. So like I think I mentioned a little bit ago that sometimes I'll watch a movie and I'll completely forget everything about it, but just remember if I liked it or hated it. We're gonna play a game where in the future where Brian asks me, hey, have you seen such and such movie? And did you like it or dislike it? And I'll say, yes, I liked it, or no, I didn't like it. and it'll be like, all right, tell me all about it, and we're gonna see how close I get to getting it right. It seems like a fun game.
And we might have to do that back and forth because there's a lot of movies that I've seen. Yeah, like right now. Oh, brother, where art thou? There's some guys that break out of prison. Some stuff happens.
That's all I got for you. Dapper Dan, I remember that.
Dapper
right?
Dan, yeah.
That's part of it.
They wear like the old school jail clothes.
Yeah, we'll have.
There's some trains in it.
Yep. They're like lashed together or handcuffed together. Well, their feet are, right?
Yeah, right. And it's got what's his face in it. By the way, you will hear us say what's his face and that one guy. He was in the one thing. Yeah, we're those guys that do that stuff. That's how we tried. We're like, no, come on. He was in The Big Lebowski. He was the Jesus.
The Big Lebowski. Oh, John Turturro or whatever.
Yeah, John Turturro. There you
Yeah.
go. Thank you. Yeah, terrible with names. Terrible with names. If we ever talk about music on here, even worse about that. If you're like, what album was it on? I have no idea.
Yeah, I've gotten bad with that too ever since I started doing like Pandora and stuff like that, because yeah, it just kind of shuffles everything, so I kind of forget like, oh yeah, I don't remember that album, but I remember liking it.
Yeah, like people right now are doing the thing where it's like, oh, what are the 10 most what are the 10 albums that have influenced your life, throughout the years? And I'm like, the Skeet Burn Mix CD that I made in high school.
Yeah, we used to make a lot of so Brian used to live in Saginaw, Michigan, by the way. That's how we know each other.
Yep.
Went to school together and stuff. Longtime friends. But yeah, we used to just have music on our computers, and we would make mix CDs and just write the dumbest shit on there. So yeah, like you were saying, like what's the most influential CD of your life? Probably Evil versus Taco.
Evil versus Taco, yeah. That was one of the greatest albums. I think that had anything on there from Black Dahlia Murder to Leonard Skinner. So.
Yeah, oh yeah. It was just like 12 to 15 songs of just like random songs.
Random stuff.
And the CD, I don't think it had any of the band names. It's just written on there was Evil versus Taco.
Yep.
There was the Vagina Mix.
The Vagina Mix, yeah. You picked up one of those burn CDs, like flipping through, which if there's any kids that are going to even listen to this, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? I have no idea.
Right.
My cousin, the other day, he went, what was it? He had like, he took his son, went to the store, and what did he do? He wanted to like, what was it? He was like trying to like transfer over all his cassette. I have no idea why. He was trying to like transfer over all his cassettes, so he found like some blank cassettes.
Yeah.
And his son was like, "What are those?" Like, he was like, "What?" He's like, "It's for the tape deck. I'm gonna record some." He was just like, "I've never seen those before in my life. I have no idea what those are." Because he's like 10 or 11 or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Cassette tapes were pretty old when we were listening to music too.
Yeah, I mean, we were probably the last generation that will have the tape decks in the car where we had the line in to those like, tape decks, and then you hooked it up to your iPod or your CD player or whatever you had at the time. But yeah, I mean, I've still seen a couple of those here and there in cars when I've been in there with people. I'm like, wow, man, you're kicking it super old school, but it works,
So I wonder if so you know how like vinyl records and stuff are like collectibles and people collect them, and
I have like 300 of them.
Yeah, exactly. See, you like collecting vinyls and stuff.
I love it.
Are cassettes gonna be like that?
They're coming back right now. They're making a comeback right now. Yeah, so like bands right now are releasing stuff on cassettes, which is stupid. Like
the thing about cassettes are that like they fuck up a lot. Like they get ruined super easy.
Yeah.
And maybe they've got like new tape decks that run better, but like sometimes you would play them, and this was like VHS too, like, and your like VCR or player would just eat the ribbon, and it's like, well, that's done forever.
Well, that was just the technology that we thought was going to be like the next big thing. And I mean, it goes back to like floppy disks and stuff. And oh my God, so many people are going to probably correct me and be like, no, dude, it's totally different, man. That's one thing. This is a different thing. I don't know. But in my mind, that's what it was. It was the little film or whatever.
Yeah.
And, they blasted it on those things. But yeah, dude, you listen to so many things on tape and stuff like that. Even when we were kids, stuff that was only like couple of years old, like you try and play it and it sounded like the lead singer was getting his nuts stepped on or something like that because it just sounded so bad.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's just it's crazy that it's even trying to come back. I get vinyl coming back because as long as you're not like storing them super weird where they're like
you're
laying
warping
a certain
them
way, and you're warping them and stuff like that. And as long as you like clean it and stuff and have the needle and everything like that's fine. They're not going to get that bad. Like I have records that are from the 60s and 70s and even before that. Like I just picked up a blues album the other day. Oh, you know what? I got it right here. I just picked up this Hound Dog Taylor and the House Rockers right here.
I've never heard of that.
Dude, he's bomb. I went in the other day to this record shop that I go to in San Rafael called Red Devil Records. So if anyone is in the area and wants to check them out, do it up because it's an awesome record store and the guy is very knowledgeable there. But I told him I was looking for some new blues stuff. I've been getting into blues big time and I, was looking for something different. He told me this guy, checked him out and it's awesome. But this is a record that's from like 1970 or 1960 something. And it sounds amazing,
That's awesome,
like,
man.
So that's what I'm saying is like, I don't think that technology is ever going to go away. Like if all of my music on my phone, if all that stuff were to get wiped off, I would still have these tangible like LPs and stuff like that, which is awesome. Yeah. And yeah, it's cool, man. Like I love just throwing one on and, throwing one on whenever and just cleaning the house, doing whatever and just listening to some stuff. And it's cool because you get to listen to like some deep tracks. You'll throw, I don't know, Boston on or whatever, and you'll be like, oh, I like this one song. But then you'll listen to all their other songs. And you're like, this is legit, super legit. So, yeah, I mean, that's huge. Tape decks, are coming back, but it's really weird. I don't want any part of that.
I wouldn't want any part of it either. I think like it's cool looking, like it's like I've seen people with phone cases that like make their phone look like tape deck, and I think that's kind of cool. But like the actual tape deck, I'm good.
I'm good on that too.
I wouldn't want to. I'd rather skip that and go back to like you with vinyls and stuff like that.
Yeah, you should get into it. It's pretty cool.
The vinyls, I've considered it. I don't really have the money right now, but
right.
Eventually, like I'd like to. Yeah, Snickers.
Please give money for a record thing.
You're not yourself when you're hungry, satisfied. Give us money.
Something about Joe Pesci.
Please, Snickers. Seriously, we need your.
Seriously, we're out of money right now. Please send it.
We're broke as fuck.
We're broke.
But anyways, so I think we're getting close to the end. I guess we don't really know how long we should be going because we don't want to go too long to wear you out, but we don't want to be too short. So maybe shoot for like an hour or so. How's that?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do an hour. We got like a little, like almost not quite 20 minutes, but I think we might go about 20 minutes or something like that. Somewhere around an hour won't be too bad. So
all right,
that'll be kind of what we're shooting for. But yeah. So shoot, what was the other thing that I just wanted to talk? Okay, cool. So let's talk a little bit about the podcast that you had me listen to. Let me tell you what I like about it. Or no, do you not want that to be a segment on this right now? If you want to skip over it, I'm cool with that.
We could talk about that if we want to do that, and then I've got a funny YouTube thing I wanna share.
Let's do that one. Let's do that.
Do that one. Okay.
Let's do the YouTube one. Yeah.
And then if we got time, we can go back to the podcast.
Yeah, we'll go back to that for sure.
So me and Brian, I had rented my first movie ever on YouTube because you can just rent movies now, and I had rented Star Wars: The Last Jedi, because I wasn't sure if I liked it or not. I saw it in theaters. I was entertained, but I wasn't sure if I actually liked it. That's for another podcast, though, because that'll get pretty deep probably. But
yes, ma'am.
But I was reading the comments on the YouTube section, because since it's a YouTube video, you could read the comments, and I thought it'd be a funny segment to find a YouTube video and read funny comments, because YouTube comments are ridiculous, they're dumb, and they make me laugh. So I was before we started, I was looking for like videos on just random videos, and nothing was really pulling me to be like, man, this is funny, I should share it. And I'm trying to I'm like, all right, well, maybe if I go to Star Wars Episode 1, everyone hates it, I could find something funny. Didn't find anything funny. And then I just typed in movie trailers, and I saw a trailer for Home Alone, and I was like, oh, there's got to be something funny about Macaulay Culkin or something. Not getting anything. So I'm just like, man, what could be something? And I have no idea why. But the Tom Green movie, Freddy Got Fingered, popped in my head. So I was like, all right, I'll Google or I'll YouTube search Freddy Got Fingered trailer. There's got to be something funny in there. So there was. So the first comment I got from Mr. Alexander D. Montfort 2 years ago.
Ooh.
So this is old news now. So if you've already heard this, and maybe I'm the only one that hasn't heard it, whatever.
But Mike, I thought Freddy Got Fingered was a new movie. It's not.
It's not. I had to think for a second. I was like, is he fucking with me? So
he definitely is.
So Alexander de Montfort 2 years ago wrote, "A guy went to jail for this? Worst decision ever." And I was like, all right, that's a little weird. And then so I was like, I'll go to the next comment. The next comment was Volkskultur. I don't know how to say your YouTube name, man.
Sure.
It says, "I'm here because of that guy just got arrested for not returning this VHS 14 years ago. Can you believe it?" And I was like, okay, so this jail thing is a thing.
No.
So I was like, okay, well, now I have to Google Freddy Got Fingered jail VHS. So this was an article from Washington Post. I actually read this article, by the way.
I am so nervous about this.
This is a Washington Post article, which is a reputable source. The headline, "Overdue VHS copy of Freddy Got Fingered gets man arrested after 14 years.
What?
So this guy, he's driving.
16 years ago now. This is 16 years ago that he rented this.
Yes. So I just heard about this. Maybe everyone's already heard about it, and you're like, this is old news, but this is new to me. So,
yeah.
So a guy in North Carolina, he was driving his daughter to school, right? His daughter's in the back seat, and he has a taillight out. So a cop pulls him over and is like, "Hey, man, your taillight's out. Your taillight's burnt out, so, you got to get that fixed. But since you're pulled over, cops just automatically run your license and everything just to make sure that you're doing all right."
Yeah, so, they want to make sure you're not a rapist or something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
So this is the paragraph I read you. So he comes back.
Anticipation is killing me right now.
He comes back and says, "Sir, can you step out of the car?" This is the guy who got arrested is reading this. "And my daughter's in the back seat, bug-eyed. What's happening, Daddy? Are they going to take you to jail for a bad brake light?" The guy brings me back to the back of the car, and he goes, "Sir, I don't know how to tell you this, but there's a warrant for your arrest from 2002. Apparently, you rented a movie, Freddy Got Fingered, and you never returned it." So there's
my God.
So there's a civil suit that they processed as criminal case, and we're here to take you to jail. But it's from 14 years ago. I see you have a daughter, and I think this is ridiculous. So the article goes on that the cop was like, "Hey, I have to arrest you and take you to jail, but I see you have a daughter. Go take her to school. Just promise you'll come to the police station. We'll figure this out." So they had to do the whole thing, handcuff him, do all that stuff.
But the guy did it. The guy went and he turned himself in.
Yeah, and he got handcuffed and everything.
No way.
And it was for it was for $200. That was the late fee. It's a misdemeanor punishable by fine up to $200, and he got arrested.
Wait, is that what it is? If you steal a movie, it's punishable up to a $200 fine?
That's what it said in North Carolina, apparently.
Mike. Oh my God, I'm so lucky I don't live there. I'd have so many fines up against me right now because every time I move to
Brian, I have a movie in my room right now. I have 12 Monkeys that you rented from Blockbuster or somewhere. That's in my room that you rented.
I used to do that all the time, dude. I used to, dude, every time I would move to a different city in Michigan, I would rent some movies, and I'd do it for so long. The best thing is when Austin and I used to live together, we would go rent movies, and we'd rent like 5 of them, and then watch them all in one night. And finally, Family Video one time came up to us and was like, Family Video came up to us at one point and was like, hey, guys, we got to stop. And this is when, like, burning movies and stuff like that had just started.
Yeah.
You're a peach, sir. Oh, my God. My roommate. Remember that store that we were talking about in the beginning of this? My roommate went to that store. He has a big bag of stuff.
Nice.
And it smells delicious. And he also brought home a pizza. And he
Ooh.
burned his hand.
Nope.
And
Carpal tunnel.
Carpal tunnel. He's been jerking off too much. So
I think the issue is he hasn't been jerking off enough.
he hasn't been jerking off enough. Sorry, my roommate is showing me a pizza. You can hear it in the background. Pea tentacles. What are pea tentacles?
Pea tendrils.
Pea tendrils. Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways,
See you when you're ready to partake.
I will see you when I'm ready to partake soon. So anyways, finally Family Video comes up to us. Sorry, backtrack. Here, I'm going to wait. I'm going to edit part of that out.
Yeah.
So I'll just start up. So Family Video comes up to us, and they're like, hey, guys, like, we know what's going on. We know you guys are burning movies and stuff like that. You guys are just burning the movies and then coming back every day. And we were like, no, seriously. Like, we're watching all these. We're going home. We don't have jobs right now. Like, we're going home. We're watching these 5 movies, staying up till like 3 o'clock in the morning because we're 19 years old, whatever we were at the time. And the guy was like, there's no way you're doing that. Every night you guys come in here and you guys do that? And we were like, yeah. So the guy made us tell him the plots of each of the 5 movies that we watched. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I promise, man. Like, I'm big. I want to go to film school, all this other stuff. So I would never do that. Now, I've probably done it since then. But yeah, no, dude, we would go, like, every town I would go to, when it was time to leave, I would go rent a bunch of movies and then never return home. Because it didn't matter. It's not like your credit was, like, hooked to it or anything like that. But, damn, if I would have known this story, hell no, I wouldn't have been a part of that.
Yeah, you might. Shit, dude, you might get arrested someday.
Oh, my God.
And apparently this video
Go ahead.
Apparently this video place that he had, like, the warrant out isn't even, like, a thing anymore, or wasn't a thing. Family Video is still a thing, by the way, in case you're
Family Video is a thing. And
it's still a thing.
Yeah, so Family Video in Bay City, I owe those people a lot of money, as well as Blockbuster or American Video.
That's not a thing.
What was the one? What was the Hollywood Video?
Hollywood Video. Oh yeah.
That was across from, like, that barbecue spot.
Yep.
Fire Mountain or whatever it was.
Over on Bay Road.
Yeah. So I owe them. Definitely owe Blockbuster.
Well, 2 of those things aren't a thing anymore.
But Family Video is still
Family
kicking.
Video.
That's
Oh,
dope.
dude. I went to Family Video a couple years ago because a girl I was dating at the time. We wanted to watch a movie, and it was Frozen. And I had not seen Frozen, and everyone was like, "Oh, Frozen's so great! Like, one of the best animated."
You guys can't see right now, but I'm shaking my head.
It's this might ruffle some feathers. It's not that great. It's okay. It's okay.
Mike, there are 10-year-old girls across this country right now that are yelling at you because they definitely listen to this podcast.
But it's okay. I don't hate it. I'm probably not gonna watch again. But no, like I went into Fame because, like, you couldn't get it on Netflix. Like, it wasn't on demand. Like, I couldn't find it anywhere. Like, these normal places that I watch movies these days.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, like, I couldn't even, like, rent it online. So I was like, well, maybe I'll go to Family Video and see if they have it. And Brian, Family Video was packed. Like,
Oh, yeah.
ton of people there. Like, I went to go, like, the new releases where Frozen was. They had, like, 20 copies, all gone. And I was like, holy shit. Like, people are still, like, Blockbuster is out. You know, like, that Hollywood Video, all these local places are gone. And, like, Family Video, for some reason, is still killing it. Like, people are still renting movies. And it is,
Well,
there's
they're
two
pretty,
in Saginaw. It's crazy.
They're pretty big. I mean, I think it's still just a Michigan thing, or at least a Midwest thing.
Family
I've
Video?
never seen one. Yeah.
Yeah. I've only ever
We'll
seen
have to
them around, like, the mid-Michigan area.
Yeah. Like, we'll have to look that up, but yeah. I've only seen them around there. But here's the thing, okay? Here is the thing. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think that there is going to be a big comeback because even recently there's been a couple video stores around by where I live where like we've joined a couple because, dude, do you remember how fucking cool it was when you were younger and your mom or whatever was like, hey, you want to pick out a movie tonight? Let's go to the store.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, let's go down to Family Video. Let's go grab some movies and stuff like that. And you can get 3 because there's whatever they had the deal, like get 3 and it's $7 or whatever it was, you know. But it was anytime like a friend stayed over or something like that, that was always a thing that you guys did.
Yeah.
Your mom always took you guys to go to Family Video or something like that, or Blockbuster or whatever it was. And it is, man. It just makes it more of a thing. It makes the movie experience more rather than like flicking through right now Netflix. Like that's why it makes it so hard to pick stuff because I don't know. We're never going to be happy as a society. That's what I'm trying to say here.
But no, that was great because me and you used to rent them all the time. And I remember when you and Austin were living together, and I remember those days where you two would go and rent 5 movies a day because I'd come over and like I could maybe watch like one of them, but you guys fucking would power through 5 of them no problem.
Yeah, but that's such a magical time. In your life, like when you're that age, when you have so many movies that you need to watch. Like, oh my God, when it comes to watching movies, I wish I could be 19 again, where I had such a hunger for watching movies and watching films and hadn't seen shit yet. People are like, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? You haven't seen that? You haven't seen Big Lebowski? What? Like all these crazy movies, Fight Club, all that stuff. I cannot wait until we can invent something that can remove certain memories in your brain, such as movies, so that I can watch Fight Club for the first time again and just get my mind blown.
Oh, absolutely. Like that Rick and Morty episode for sure.
Someday that's going to be a thing, man. It has to be.
Yeah, I would agree. We've got iPhones now. We're not that far.
No, we're not. Why are the iPhones erasing memories in our brains?
Well, they won't. Well, I'm just saying, if we have the technology to make iPhones, I can send a picture of my balls to China in less than a second. If my balls can get to China in less than a second, we could pull memories out of brains, right?
All right. I'm with you on that logic. Absolutely. Okay, so we went down nostalgia road. Let's just real quick. I just want to talk about that podcast that you let me watch or listen to.
Real quick, can we take a pause and edit real quick? I gotta go blow my nose. It's killing me.
Cool.
So don't forget to edit this out or don't. Whatever. I don't care.
All right. I'm not gonna edit it out. Okay. So while I have you guys here, I'm sure Mike can hear this in the other room, and we can hear him blowing his nose right now. But yeah. Mike and I are super excited to start this. And by Mike, I mean Houly. And I wonder if he can hear me. This is cool. Are you blowing your nose or are you wiping your butt? What are you doing? I don't know. Could you hear all that?
Yeah. Yes, I could.
That's amazing. Awesome. Cool. Okay, cool. So, guys, just a heads up. AirPods do have a purpose.
They do.
Because Mike was in the other room blowing his nose and he could hear everything I said. That's amazing. But yeah, real quick, I just want to touch on that podcast. Things I liked about it, things I didn't like about it.
Yeah.
All that.
So before we get into that, just kind of heads up for people. So it's what I'm talking about is the Dan Le Batard with Stu Gott show,
Yes, sir.
which has become probably my my new favorite kind of sports radio show. I've been listening to them for a couple years now, and I really like it. And I kind of wanted to show Brian it. So they do a live on radio and TV, and then they do release a podcast after they record it. So that's what Brian's talking about.
Yeah. So Mike had me listen to an episode the other day. The episode was called like Titanic or something.
Yeah.
So they start off the episode and they're talking about the movie Titanic and all the wrong things in it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I like that part. It was really funny. But then they switched over and they talked about the NBA, which I could not give a fuck about.
Yeah.
I cannot stand it. And like all I can say is like the podcast right now, I'm going to give it another shot when college football starts again but like my biggest gripe is that like there are two sports which I cannot stand, and it's not that I can't stand them, but I can't stand how much people talk about them. Is the NFL and the NBA, which are the two juggernaut sports in all of sports. So it's all anything. I get it. I get why people talk about it. I get the audience that they're going for. I get why people care. Me personally, I don't give a fuck about either of those. So that's the thing that sucks about it is that the second they start talking about that, they lose me on that. The other aspect of it that I didn't like was there are way too many cooks in the kitchen on that show. It's definitely one of those ones that you need to see visually at least a couple times when you're watching, like when you're listening to it, just so you can kind of connect who's talking to who. And when there's like, they have like 6 or 7 people talking at the same time on that one, which is just bananas, man. Like, it's so hard to figure out who's talking, and when so many of those guys' voices, like there's some that are different, but then if you're like a first time listener, you're trying to like revert back and be like, okay, wait, who is this? Because this guy was talking about how Jack and Rose couldn't be on the board together, but the Mythbusters disproved it or whatever. Anyways, yeah, it's just one of those ones where I'm not their demographic is all it is. I'm sure it's one of the best podcasts that's out there right now, especially for sports and stuff like that. So no, kudos to those guys for sure, but it's just definitely not the podcast for me.
Yeah, I will say with if you were unfamiliar with the show, that particular segment would be confusing because there is a lot of people talking, but usually it's not that many. So usually it's Dan and Stugatz are talking, and then like one of the producers might chime in every once in a while, and then so I
have a child.
So yeah, usually that isn't going on. So usually they have other people kind of chiming in, but not all at once. And then they also had a guest host on too, so that added another person. So, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of the NBA either, really. But I do like the NFL. But yeah, if you don't like NBA or NFL talk, right now is a terrible time to listen to ESPN because it's the NBA playoffs and the NFL draft just finished up.
Dude, have they talked about hockey at all or no?
Yeah. So I was listening to Dan Lemtar's Two Guys show earlier today, and they were talking about
the insane games that were this weekend.
Yeah, because they're big Vegas fans because they think the story is awesome, and I do too.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I want them to take the whole thing.
And they were also talking about the Predators because the Titans' offensive line is just getting crazy wild at those games.
If no one has seen these and knows what we're talking about, yesterday their new offensive lineman shotgunned a beer out of a catfish.
Yeah, like, but the thing is really funny is I know you don't really care for NFL stuff, but it's but you can relate because you know how like the quarterback, even in college, because you like college football a lot.
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
in like college, like the quarterback's always supposed to be like a robot, like not show personality because it's like such a scrutinized position, and you're coached on how to like. You know, every interview you were coached beforehand. All right, these are things you say, these are things you don't say. So it's like super funny because it was the offensive linemen who were just getting fucking wild, like shotgunning beers out of catfish. But then you had Marcus Mariota, the quarterback, and he's just like, hey, I'm here too. Like he's just like not getting wild because he's not allowed to.
I saw some of the tweets that were like going back and forth about it and stuff, and yeah, it's pretty funny. Now that's their newly drafted offensive lineman, right? Like he just joined the team this week, correct or no? Am I wrong on that?
Maybe one of them, but they did this last year too. The offensive line did the same thing last year at the Predators games. They would go to them and get wild. So I think it's mostly guys who have been on the team, but maybe one of their draft guys may have been invited out or something.
Yeah, and
which would have been a great first team building exercise.
Oh my God, would have been amazing. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Sorry, you just made millions of dollars, so we're gonna go ahead and bring you over here and get you drunk. Not a bad way to go.
Not at all.
But no, I like those antics much better than how the Vegas Knights are opening up their games. Have you watched any of those?
No, I heard they're pretty crazy though.
Yeah, dude. I mean, because it's Vegas and stuff like that. They have like it looks like everybody's part of Daft Punk and they're playing drums and they have like lighted up glasses and stuff like that. And you're like, this is hockey, Vegas. Like, I know you guys are new to, and I know like Vegas is used to production, so anything you go to has to have like a crazy production value. But damn, man, like there's so many times where I'm like, can we just play hockey, please?
I heard they had like a mini Cirque du Soleil at one of their games, and like
that's like the style that it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, just play hockey. Just play hockey.
Do we know if their stadium has slot machines in it?
Ooh, that is a good question.
I mean,
go ahead.
I feel like there should be, because like if you're in Nevada, in the middle of the desert in Nevada, not even like near Vegas, and you pull off to the one gas station, and like the next gas station is 50 miles away, and there's nothing but desert and just one gas station, there's fucking slot machines in that gas
slot
station.
Machines, video poker,
everywhere. Yeah, and there's people sitting and playing them. Like, dude, what?
Yeah.
This is a gas station. He's sitting there for an hour playing slot machines, right?
So, and surprise, surprise, some of those gas stations have strip clubs in them too.
Right? So you would think that like the stadium would have some slot machines, right? Or is the NFL kind of like, I know pro leagues,
they have, right? Like they have something that's around it that could have been one of the stipulations, because I know them not wanting to have pro teams in Vegas for this long had to do with like betting and stuff like that, like influencing the sports betting and the sports books and stuff.
But they realize it's gotten to the point to, even if you don't live in Vegas, you could still bet on it. You can go online and bet, and it doesn't really matter. So we might as well make some money in the city off of sports teams, you know?
Well, I mean, I think their biggest thing is like, I think their biggest thing that they were worried about, and I could be totally wrong on this could just be my view of it, but I think that their biggest thing is that they're like trying to monitor, if you're like a multimillionaire and you come to Vegas and all of a sudden you run into one of the hockey players and you're like, throw the game tonight because I'm betting on you guys to lose. I think don't you think that that's what they're more worried about than it is anything else? Because you can bet on the game in Vegas but be watching the Miami Dolphins play in Miami, and that's hard to influence that, you know. But and I could be totally wrong, but I thought that was the reason why they didn't want to have professional sports in Vegas.
Oh, I'm sure that's part of the reason, because you're absolutely right. I bet there is times where that's happened. Like, hey man, like, I bet on you guys to lose. Here, like, I'll give you, like, I'm making this much. I'll give you a cut. Like, you'll still be in the playoff talks, you know, and yada. I
saw the movie The Replacements. I'm pretty sure that's how that movie goes. The 7-Up guys in it. So
yeah. Was that with
but
who's his name?
Keanu Reeves. Yes.
And he was like a quarterback at Ohio State, and he was like, I'm not playing again. He lives on a houseboat.
Yeah, he like threw. I think he was like did. I can't remember. I think he did like point shaving or something like that in college, so that's why. But maybe.
And he's like, "Where's your Heisman trophy at?" It's like, I threw it in the water or something dumb like that. Yeah.
And then it shows him he's like scraping the barnacles off the side of his boat, and he finds it down there and he picks it up and he's like, throws a perfect spiral in the water. Anyone knows that when they've thrown something in the water, it takes this weird flight pattern that has no business of any flight patterns. Just because it's in the water, it goes all crazy. So That's where we call shenanigans on that, and we want Mythbusters to test that. That's all we want.
That's all we want. Just Mythbusters.
Yeah.
Test this, then we can end the podcast and we'll retire.
Yeah, and Snickers money too.
And the
Want
Snickers
that,
money,
too.
we're gonna need that too.
We're gonna need that like now. If you guys can send that, it'd be great.
Yeah.
So this podcast was brought to you not by Snickers, but we're gonna work on that. So thanks. And just a heads up, we're gonna do this every week. We're gonna ask for Snickers until we get at least a case of candy bars each.
At least.
At least. And then once we get those, we'll probably keep on going.
Trying to get that Joe Pesci money.
Straight up Andy Dufresne style. Oh, well, I guess we'll send 2 this week. That's when he was trying to get the books in the library. Okay. So that's an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 7 after we edit some of the stuff out. But yeah, I mean, Mike, let's wrap this shit up today. We got some hockey to watch tonight. We have I don't know. I'm sure you have some fine things you want to do as well.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, guys. Everyone who stuck through to the end.
Yeah,
We're
all 2 of you. You guys are great.
We appreciate
Thanks, Mom.
the 2 of you. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend, but I'm sure she'd watch if listened if I did. But
yeah, my girlfriend will not listen. I guarantee.
Fantastic.
She's very supportive.
So anyways, yeah. So this will be released on places where you can find podcasts. We'll probably eventually do like a YouTube channel where we'll have some of these. Maybe we'll even have our face cams on there. I don't know. We can't tell the future. But yeah, definitely let us know somewhere on the internet what you thought of the podcast, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see more, what you'd like to see less. That'll help us kind of narrow down what you guys are interested in. So thanks again for listening to
thank you guys so much.
The podcast
named
The Houly and Brian Show.
Yeah, that's the name.
That right there. That's the one. We got it right there. That was it. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Tune in next week. We will be recording another one next Monday. So I think these are going to get released on probably Tuesday morning. I think Tuesday morning is when we'll be releasing these. So right now, like today, because today, now that you're listening, it's Tuesday, so you heard this.
Yeah,
right.
Unless it's Wednesday for some reason.
Sometimes we slack. So, all right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.